Okay, so we are recording, we have a guest speaker tonight, which is super exciting because this is our first guest speaker ever, and I'm hoping to do this like once a month as we have someone on, a sister team or whatever, come and share their wisdom with us because they have great ideas outside of what we do. And so I'm going to let you take it away and kind of introduce yourself because I know a lot about you, but we met last year at Summit, actually, like at this time right now, we were at Summit, and I wish we would be at Summit in a week together, but.
Gosh.
So.
No kidding. Yeah, I just saw that pop up on my memories on my news feed that we were meeting in Winona and getting in the car and driving to Indianapolis. Oh my gosh, too bad we're not doing that this year, but oh wow, that was a trip of a lifetime. If you ever can get to Summit, you need to go. It's literally life-changing. But okay, so I'm super excited to be here with you guys. This is going to be fun. I'm going to share kind of my story and then the two really big things that I think are like the secrets to this. And really there aren't any, but I'm going to share the two that I think they are. But my name is Candace and I'm born and raised in Minnesota, and I've been coaching for for 2 years now. Yeah, this summer marks 2 years. So I was a discount coach for 3 years before that. And I will share probably some of my numbers or successes with coaching with you just to give you perspective of one of the shifts I made and like how it really changed. So you can kind of see like, okay, there's some proof that this might be really true. But so anyways, I'm a mom of 3 little people. They're 5, 4, and 2. I was an athlete my whole life. So my story really starts with being an athlete, and I played basketball in college. And so fitness was planned for me. And so nutrition was like off the table. I didn't think about that at all. And once that life ended and I got my first teaching job, I'm an elementary teacher. And I wasn't working out anymore for hours a day, and I was still eating whatever I wanted. Life caught up with me. I said yes to almost everything when I started teaching because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I was coaching 3 sports. I was taking my master's classes, and I was a first-year teacher. So life was busy, and my health and my fitness and my energy and just how I was feeling kind of just went down the drain. And I can remember I started dating my now husband, and we went to a wedding, and there's this picture, like a lot of people have that moment. And I remember seeing this picture and it was just in my face. And I thought, oh my gosh, how did you get here? But Beachbody wouldn't enter my life yet. It would be years still. I tried tons of things, including driving to a gym after work one day, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up today. And I saw cars in the parking lot, no joke. And I was like, oh, I'm out of here. Why are people here? So I left. So if I fast forward, then I end up getting married, become a mom for the first time. And I gained 50 pounds with that pregnancy. So I had a new reason why, though, that I needed to get more fit and healthier. I wanted to set a good example for him, my son, my family. We wanted more kids, and I wanted to be able to have the energy to take care of them, and to play with them and give them my best. And so that's when I saw my coach, Andrea, who actually was a colleague, but we worked in different buildings. So she was more of an acquaintance. And I saw her working out in her living room. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's what I need to do. And so this is before Beachbody On Demand. So I messaged her. I was like one of those unicorn signups. Like I messaged her that you guys, that just doesn't happen. Like you have to have conversations with people, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so I messaged her and I'm like, whatever, I need to do what you're doing. And she goes, okay. So I got the 21-day fix DVDs and Shakeology because she said that would help. So I did that, and I really thought like I was going to drop the weight and like, I'm good, I'm out, I won't need this anymore. I wouldn't post a sweaty selfie. I was like, this is crazy, you guys. I'm an introvert. I'm shy. Like I love this though. So it doesn't seem like it, but I'm super shy. Very introverted. Like this would be way awkward if we were in person. I would be like, I don't want to do that. Like this is uncomfortable. So I didn't share a sweaty selfie. And then I would soon have my second baby. 10 months and 3 weeks later, I'd have her. So I gained another 50 pounds. I was not one of those people that could work out while they were pregnant. Well, I probably could have, but I didn't. While I was super blessed and loved the fact that I could have babies so easily, it was the most exhausting thing ever. And so I didn't exercise, which probably was where the 50-pound weight gain came from. But I did it again after and lost the weight again. And by this time I'm starting to have nudges, and I'm starting to post my sweaty selfie, and I'm taking steps out of my comfort zone. This whole time I've been reading personal development because Andrea said in the group we should be doing that. And so I started with the compound effect, and I went from there. I was hooked on personal development. And so I was doing that inner work with the workouts and the eating plans. And so I had these nudges, but I ignored them because my whole hangup was, I could never post on social media. Like, what would my family think? What would my friends and coworkers and like people that I see every day in real life, what would they all think? And so I ignored it. And then I would have my third baby, who's now 2, and I gained 50 pounds again. I'm very consistent. So 3 times, 3 for 3 this time. I couldn't do 21-day fix. I had some complications. So I did the 3-week yoga retreat and I did T25. And so I'm like, this is literally the secret that everybody needs to know about, because it worked every single time, and every single time it was different even. And it didn't matter. It worked. And so I'm like, oh, and I had one of those moments of thinking again, like, I'm a teacher, I coach sports, like I'm on teams, and that's what these groups are. And that's why I love these team calls. It feels like it's before a pregame when you're like getting pumped up to take the court. And so that, if you can feel like my energy, that's what it feels like to me. So I had this like flash forward of like my daughter coming home one day telling me that, she really wanted to do this, or she had this dream, but so-and-so said she couldn't, or society told her she couldn't. And I knew right then and there I was going to tell her, I don't care what they say, like, do it scared, like run at your dreams. Like, you can do anything you want and nobody gets to tell you what your dreams can be. And that was like a really big gut check, because then I was like, whoa, your excuse is so tiny. Like, you can't make a post on social media. Like, it's the perspective just shifted for me. And I was like, okay, so I'm pretty sure that day or sometime close to it, I just committed that I was going to step outside of my comfort zone every day, even if it was just tiny, because I had really sort of created this box in my head my whole life that I'm your classic firstborn child and just like want to please people. And I think that I made up this box, like, okay, stay in this box. And if you do, you'll make your parents really happy. You'll make people happy, and that'll make you happy. And then when I started just doing these coaching things or posting, I found out really fast that I made up that box and nobody else did, because they were happy because I was happy. They did not care that I was posting on social media. And I asked them all before. I'm super close to my family. And I have lots of brothers and a sister. And so I asked them all, like, would it be weird if I posted on social media? And they're like, I don't care what you do. Like, you want to do that? Whatever floats your boat, sister, go for it. And so I didn't even tell my coach. I had been in the team pages as a discount coach, never expecting to coach, but I knew enough that they said you're supposed to sign up your spouse or a different account you can run. So I didn't even tell her or ask. I just signed my husband up, and he thought that was weird, but he's like, whatever, $15.95 a month. You want to do what? Fine. Like, so he's supportive at the time, but like he didn't get it. So it's not like I had like a big cheering squad, so you can do this without a cheering squad. This is your dream, and not everybody's going to understand it. And he didn't understand it at the time. And some days I don't know if he still does, but it's not his thing. It's mine. And so I signed him up and I paid the coach fee and everything, because I didn't even know there was ways to waive it, because I just jumped. And so when I did that, I basically, guys, I'm a teacher. I have note cards. So if I'm looking down, I'm like trying not to miss anything. And so that kind of brings me to like my 2 years of coaching. So I'm a 1-star diamond. I had 3 diamonds actually pop this year, but they're all in the same leg. So because of the setup, I'm just still a 1-star. So hopefully I'll be hitting other stars soon. But anyways, my second month, I think it was, of being a coach, I hit Success Club for the first time. And then I haven't missed it for 25 or so months, but there's a big shift in numbers for me. And so how I hit Success Club, let's talk about that first, because the biggest secret is that there literally is no secret. I follow the Success Club tracker from Team Beachbody right here, printed off. If you don't understand the things on it yet, you will get better at them. But you guys, you have to be willing to suck, because I will tell you, if I can do this, anyone can do this. I would not speak on my stories for like 6 months into this. You know what I'm talking about? Get out of your comfort zone. Mine were like pinky toe out each day. Like I posted a sweaty selfie on my story for the very first time, was one of them. And oh my gosh, I could have puked doing just that. But guess what? You find out that the world keeps going, that no one actually cares that much about what you're doing. They're just like, they're going on with their life. So be willing to suck, but just take action. So I did the tracker to the best of my ability, and then I got better at each activity, and now I can do it like super fast, and I can crank out stories and send invites. You know, you get way better at them. Obviously you have to do, though, you have to do it to get better. You can't get better if you don't. And so if you don't know the 4 vital behaviors, you're gonna need to be proof the product works. So that means a workout program you are following and a nutrition plan. It doesn't mean you need to be perfect, but you got to show people that this isn't just guesswork. This isn't just willy-nilly. Like if they join you, you have the plans, because they've already tried it on their own and they couldn't do it. And so they need to know that you have a plan. So you need to show up. You are a billboard, a walking billboard. And again, doesn't mean you need to be perfect or have a 6-pack of abs, because I sure don't. But you have to be showing up and showing that you have energy, or things have changed for you. And you probably wouldn't be on this call if they haven't. So you keep doing those things. Connect, invite, and follow up, it says on the tracker. I wish that just said have conversations with people. I think when people hear the word invite, I know for me, I was like, I'm going to send messages to people that at some point, well, some of them knew me, but now at this point, I'm sending lots of messages to people that I have never met in my life. And I wish it just said, have conversations. You are going to be a professional friend maker. And I'm an introvert. So when I'm on social media and it says on the tracker that I'm supposed to be initiating connections and adding followers, and I have it right here, so I'm just looking at it because I always have it close by or know where it is. To me, I'm going to people's stories and I'm hitting the reaction button. I'm going to their pictures, and when I'm scrolling and I have a thought pop into my head, like, oh, super cute headband, I wonder where she got that, or oh my gosh, your baby's hair is crazy cute. My reaction is not to tell people that, not share that. I'm an introvert. That's not normal to me, but in this business it is. So take your time to actually write that to people. It's not weird. They're going to come to your page and see who you are now. And so have conversations like a normal human being. And then when people do interact with your things, when you're talking about those boot camps that you're hosting or that you're a part of, or you're posting about it, you have it on your stories, now people know that you can help them. So that's the other thing. When you are showing up, make sure that you're not just posting sweaty selfies and assuming people know that you can help, because there's so many people that do that nowadays for extra accountability. And so they're going to just keep scrolling thinking, wow, good for her. Like she looks like she's really rocking this. You need to let them know that, hey, I have groups and I can actually help you do what I'm doing. I'm not just posting this for you to cheer me on, which is awesome too. But and so just have conversations. I love to put like polls or any way that people can easily react or interact with me on my stories, because now I can go and start talking to them like a normal human being. Like we're totally gutting our whole upstairs right now. So I'm in a big reno project. And so under the flooring, there was like this 1970s, like yellow and blue and tile, like weird. And I took a picture of it and I put in my stories and like, should we keep it or not, whatever. And then I messaged all those people that like reacted, because now they know, like, I am not a robot. I will talk to you and I'll be there. And now naturally it's going to come up. So then when people do communicate with you, one thing I always like to do is, if they do ask for information or something, I always turn it back to them and say, oh, I would love to send you information. Like, do you have any health and fitness goals right now? Let them respond and say, oh, awesome, I can totally help you do that. Could you stream a 30-minute video 5-ish days a week? Yeah, I think I could probably do that. Okay, great. I'm going to send you this picture of the best sign-up deals right now. I love the middle package. It's the one that has all the products that I use. They're amazing. They're plant-based. Like, let me know which one looks good to you. And what questions do you have now? Make sure you always end with a question that they have to answer, not just let me know if you want a link, because that leaves it wide open for them to either let you know or not let you know. And if you don't want not letting you know to be a choice, you want them to have to respond with a yes or a no. So end with a conversation or a question. And then the last two things on the tracker are get people results. So get in your boot camps, bring the energy, whatever you think is exciting, your people will think is exciting. If you are bored in your life, in your we call it a lifers group, in your virtual boot camp or whatever, like, they're going to be bored too. So do what you think is fun and exciting, because they're your people. Like, they came for you. They signed up with you. They can go get Beachbody on demand, but you were the piece that they couldn't get. So stand kind of in that power and know that they came to you for a reason, and you can show up as a leader, even if you don't feel like one yet. Show up as a leader, because eventually you'll find yourself one day later on feeling like a leader and being a leader, instead of just, going along with it. And the last one is personal development. And that one really brings me into, I said there was like 2 big secrets. Okay. So the first one is, there's no secret. Go do your tracker as often and as consistently as you can, right? Because that's literally all it is. I kept watching all of these trainings. I love personal development. So I have YouTube, all the top coaches, and I don't miss a national wake up call. And I went to Summit and I thought, oh yes, now they're going to tell me the secret. Like, they are finally going to tell me the secret. And everybody just kept saying that they do the freaking tracker. And I'm like, but I'm doing the tracker and I'm hitting SC6 and 8. And you guys are hitting SC a bazillion. Like, some of them are hitting 100, and my coach is hitting like 30. And I'm like, okay. So, and see, here's the other thing with all the personal development I've done, I know that if they're doing it, they're proof that I can too. So it's not a comparison game of, oh, that's really great for them. No, you can do it too. That's proof. So for me, come January this year, I really sat down and looked like, okay, so I get up at, when I'm teaching, I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and I pound 2 scoops of Energize and I get to work. And so I'm like, okay, so I never miss a tracker. I pretty much always do it. And I'm hitting SC6 and 8. And these guys are saying like they're hitting these gigantic numbers. And what am I not doing that they're doing? And so this is like where the big shift for me came. And come January, I started to really think like, okay, well, I've also heard them talk about having a vision and sitting with that every morning and revisiting it and kind of, you know, the whole affirmation piece. And I had read Miracle Morning, the book. So I knew like there's some things to do in the morning before you actually start working. But I'm not easily like, it's not easy for me to like sit or like, you know, not do something. So, but in January came, I'm like, okay, like what if this is the missing piece? Like I at least need to try it because I'm not dumb enough to keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results, because that's the definition of insanity. And so I sat down, and you guys, this took me from like January to April. Like it was painful to build this new habit. I would do it for a couple of days and I'd fall off, and then I'd try it again and I'd fall off. And so eventually, I'll just tell you what it looks like now. And it's like 10 minutes. It's super short, but I have a gratitude journal. So I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. And I always make sure one of those things is about coaching, because I mean, it could be anything. Like I might say, oh, I'm super glad for Susie, like that we're in a conversation, like how brave of her to reach out to me. Like I'm super grateful that she picked me to reach out to. Come Thursday when you get your paychecks, holy cow, $14. I'm an Emerald coach, that team cycle bonus. I have $14 in my paycheck. I'm so grateful for that. Like, thank you. This job's amazing. I can't believe we get paid for this. This is the best job ever. Like, you need to sprinkle your gratitude about this job, the smallest of pieces of it, all over the place, because I fully don't think that the universe is, if you open your paycheck and then you're like, $14, like, great. You're not gonna get more money. Like, why would the universe give you more money? You weren't even grateful for the first $14 it gave you. So now don't get it mixed up with, I certainly want my paycheck to grow. Like, that is one of my dreams. Like, my dream is to retire myself from teaching, and I'm going to someday with this business, and it's going to be in the near future. Not this year though. I've committed to this year. So you can want that to grow and have gratitude too. So gratitude, that's number one. Again, it's got something has to be about coaching. And then my next one, a lot of people call this affirmations. I just like to call it intentions. So, and I write these down. Actually, I'm on the back of my tracker. You probably can't even read them because I do them without my glasses on. I can't even see, but I'm just like, oh, I sign up 3 people every day. I am a bad CEO of $1 million company. Like, I am a boss mama, and my team is on fire because so am I. And I write these things like with gusto. And do I sign up 3 people every day? No, I don't. Are there days where I really sit down and I'm like, yep, I'm going to sign up 3 people a day, and I believe it and I do? Yes. And it's crazy when it starts to happen to you. You'll be like, whoa, like somebody reached out to me. I didn't even know they were watching my stuff. If you have not read The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Berenstein, go read it. I'm on my 2nd time listening through it on Audible. So good. So I like to set intentions for my day, and I just write those out. And then, like I said, the 4th thing on your tracker is personal development. And so that's what I do next for a few minutes. And don't just do your personal development to check a box. Like, oh, I know I'm supposed to read something positive today. Like, I'll just read it. No, get super personal with it. It's called personal development for a reason. So there's some days where I need to pump belief in myself, because the only thing hard about this job, you guys, is keeping the right mindset. You have to have an abundance mindset. You have to be open, because I fully think that you can block people from joining you. I just do. I've had too many experiences where I've finally been like last month, for example. Oh, I should tell you. So since I've been doing this, when April hit finally and I got a good routine, I'm not hitting SC6 anymore. I've been 20 plus every time. And like at the end of last month, I had been busting it that month, and I sent more invites and follow-ups like you would not believe, like hundreds. And I was sitting at like SC6, and I thought, maybe it's not going to work every month. And I thought to myself, all right, I'm just going to flip on The Universe Has Your Back when I take a shower on Audible. And I'm just going to kind of surrender, and like, I have done the work. So I've done the work. Now I know, like, the universe, it's up to you. And I know you got my back, and I just kind of went with that. And you guys, I hit past 20 again. So it's just things like that make me fully think this was the missing piece. So again, it's gratitude, intentions or affirmations, personal development. And then I think that's when you go to work after it, right after it. So if you do anything separately, like doing the tracker will get you somewhere, and it got me somewhere just fine, but I always knew I could be going faster. I could be helping more people. And that other people were doing things that I knew I could do too. And so that, for me, when I paired that was the missing piece. But again, if you just only do your gratitude and your affirmations and stuff in the morning, and you don't do any actions, well, that's where it becomes like really fluffy. And no, it's not going to happen, right? Be as consistent in this business as you can, and try not to let any of those areas of posting on social media, showing up on your stories, doing your workouts, your nutrition, whatever, try not to let any area get to a 0. Like, on a scale of 0 to 10, just sometimes they're not always going to be at a 10. There's no way you can have them at a 10 all the time. But just don't let them get to a 0. And that's kind of my big spiel. So this job, like I said, it's not hard. The mindset piece is what's hard, because you will get more no's than yeses. You will get more ghosts than yeses. Like, I wish everybody knew that like long list of no's and ghosts that it takes to get those yeses. And yeah, so do you guys have questions? Or I'm pretty much an open book and I love talking about this stuff, so feel free to shout it out.
I'm going into my first year of teaching this fall too. And I was just wondering, like, I don't know how long you've been teaching, but how do you handle, like, I'm kind of worried about like losing my routine, right, with being a coach and then trying to tackle on my first year. Like, what would be advice, or like, how do you balance it all?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be starting my 12th year of teaching. So that kind of makes me like way older than you guys. But no, I would just say for me, I think I've learned with teaching wise, like my first few years, I brought everything home and I stayed at school for hours and hours. And when I look back now, like that didn't make me a better teacher, I guess. And so um, I would say try to get your teaching things done in reasonable hours. Like you I don't know. I try not to bring too much home anymore for teaching if I can with my teaching things, because well, one, I have kids now, and so I just don't feel right about that. But I think that you're allowed to have another life too. And then one thing that was really helpful for me this past year ago, I went to our my coach's Diamond Leadership retreat in the summer, and one of the activities we did, we wrote out our schedule. And so like I just wrote down, you put in the things you have to do. So like I have to go to work between 7:30 and 3:30. So I really can't bank on, teaching life. You really can't bank on any time. Like, yeah, you could say your lunch hour, you're going to get this and this done with your coaching business, but we know that that's just not realistic. So you put in those things that you have to do, and then look at your schedule and see, okay, where are my guaranteed hours where my time's not going to be interrupted? And some people it's at night, but for me, it's in the morning before my kids are up. So I just looked at it like, okay, well, I start working out at 5:30. And so if I wanted to work for an hour, all I have to do is get up at 4:30, which that seemed ridiculous at the time. But now that I have shifted, now I just go to bed earlier and it balanced out. So I would just recommend like write out a schedule and know that it's not going to be perfect every day, but try and kind of keep those boundaries, because you're allowed to do this coaching thing and you're allowed to be a teacher, you know? And I think you can put boundaries on the time of like, okay, whatever work I get done, like I'm done at this time. And that has to be enough. That's kind of how I live now as a teacher. Because you could keep going with teaching things forever. I know Brianna's a teacher too. Like you really honestly could just Pinterest the world out of teaching and never stop. There's something in the chat. How did you stay motivated, especially with kids? I'm a new mom and I lose motivation all the time. And I feel as nobody cares what I do. Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm definitely not motivated every single day, but I've built enough routines where it's just kind of habit for me. Like even I tried to sleep in today and I made it to like 5:15. So I still just got up and did some work. But yeah, I think routines are huge, because then your brain doesn't think about it. As long as it's a habit, like you give less thought to it and you just do it. And then motivation wise, if I needed to rest, I took rest. For me, I still always like posted something or shared something on my story so that I was like never gone. But like you can post a bunch of stuff right away in the morning and then get off your computer or phone for the whole rest of the day and just take it as a day. You know what I mean? So try and I guess I just try to recognize when I am tired and low energy and when I am like really creative and high energy. And then I use it to plan ahead. Like if I have a lot of great energy, I'll write some like multiple posts and I'll save them. I like the app Planoly, it's called, because you can have your picture and write your post with it and just save it. And I just use the free version. I don't have it like post schedule for me, but I just save it there because now I can just copy and paste it. So I always have some content stored for those days when I'm like, I'm done for, because everybody has them. Or like if I'm sick, done for. I still have content and things I can share because I did that when I had high energy times. So I guess be easy with yourself when you do need that rest and take it. But if you have things prepped ahead of time, you can still appear to the outside world that you're showing up. Does that answer your question? Hopefully. Oh, Planoly. It looks like Plan OLY. It's nice because I'm not, my strong suit isn't like picture taking or like making things look pretty on Instagram. So like, I don't want a bunch of like sweaty selfies all lined up. I want it to be like varied. And so this app will give you like the Instagram grid, and you can drag your pictures that you plan to use around so that you know how it'll look. So it's just kind of handy. Anybody else?
Any other questions? That was good.
Good.
That was really good. If you had one piece of advice for someone, like the number one tip, I shouldn't say that, but like, what is one thing you want everyone to take away from this call? Like, if we forget everything else, what's the one thing we should remember?
For me, the biggest thing about this whole journey has been when you feel those butterflies in your stomach, I call it like a nudge, or like the nervous butterflies, that's like a clear-cut sign that you should do it. And that is coming from someone who's shy, introverted, like lived in this tiny box of like, this will make everybody happy. I will just stay in this box for my whole life. So I'm coming from a place like that extreme to now where I'm like, I talk on my stories every day. I actually roll out of bed and talk with bedhead and like the whole mess. So, because when you get out of your comfort zone, you realize it's not that scary, and then you can keep getting farther and farther. And so while that's amazing for this coaching thing, it's also amazing in life to have that feeling. So I would just say, when you have those nudges, you need to lean in, and whether you feel like you're going to puke or not, like lean in. When my coach Andrea asked me, I think she wanted me to talk on her team call for like 5 minutes, like, and tell people like how I went diamond. Like, I literally thought I was going to vomit. I was like red and sweating, and I was supposed to talk for 5 minutes, and now I host multiple team calls every week. And so I'm just trying to give you like a perspective of like, you can start here and you can, get somewhere else, but it's all about that comfort zone and those like butterflies. Like, lean into it, because it's just going to open so many doors in just life. So that would be my thing.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. If you want to hop on or hop off, or I mean, you can stay too. I was just going to talk about some announcements and MBF and stuff, so don't feel like you have to stay.
No problem. Thanks for
having me. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about a few things quick with like MBF and the free group starting and all that. So kind of what I am doing in the realms of MBF, if I talk to them about like, you can sign up as a coach right now and get MBF, because it's obviously not open to challengers yet. Otherwise, I tell them you can do a 2-week free trial, try a couple different workouts. We'll cancel that, and then we'll do a challenge pack, because now if they get a free trial, sorry, I was pulling up my calendar. Literally the 14th day would be the 26th. So then you'd cancel that, sign them up on a challenge pack, or maybe they're okay with waiting. I just worry about if I don't get them started on something in 2 weeks, are they still going to be like, hurrah, let's do this? Because I know I'm like a floppy person, like I flop back and forth. So it's like, I need to make a commitment now when I am intense and ready to go, instead of waiting. So that's one way to do it. So yes. Angie, do you want to talk about the free group? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I see Tia's not on here this evening. So the free group, I believe we are starting the 18th. Wish I had my, hold on, let me pull up my calendar just to double check for everyone. Yes, so we'll like start stuff kind of on the 18th. I believe we're doing a Zoom call on the 19th. I need to touch base with Tia about it, but our name is Jumpin' in July, whatever, free wellness group. And our primary focuses are going to be personal development, fitness and nutrition, whatever recipes. I know we are really focusing on the personal development aspect of it more, like doing journal prompts for them to fill out, really having the coaches talk about different podcasts and books, and kind of like how it's helped them grow. And then of course, like giving them the links for the free group, or for the workouts to try every morning. And then I think they try the sample workout of MBF, because that is our plan, because we'd really like them to jump on Saturday, I think. I forget the schedule, but we're going to have them do the sample of the muscle burns fat, so that'll be exciting for them. And then, yeah, I think she shared the sheet, hopefully. I know there were some issues editing it. But yeah, if you guys have questions, I don't know if she created the Facebook page yet, but if you have questions, you can either text me, whatever, or text Tia about it. But yeah.
I want to share with you guys, hang on, my invite. So obviously you need to find your thing that works for you, right? Like you can't copy what I say word for word, because you don't say the same things that I say. But like for some of you who maybe are feeling stuck and you're like, these people, like Candace talked about, like you don't see all the people who ghost me. You don't see all the people like you think that we didn't like go through that. Like we go, I mean, I invite 20 people a day. Like that's my minimum. I invite at least 20 people a day, and I probably get like 3 to 5 responses. So you have to think, right? Like it's 25% of people are actually having a conversation, and it's probably 1 or 2 of those people are actually agreeing to try it. So like this word for word is what I send them. I say, hey, so-and-so. So like, hey, Bailey, I just wanted to say thank you for loving up on my posts. It really means a lot to have your support. I have a free fitness group coming up and would love to send you some more details if that's cool. ? Send. And so, I mean, I feel like that's putting it in their court. And most of people respond because I started with a compliment, right? If I look at their profile and I see something I resonate with, like, right, if they're an ag teacher, my invite, or they're involved in agriculture or whatever, a lot of times it will be like, hey, so-and-so, I love connecting with other women in agriculture. Thank you so much for following me and watching my journey. I have this free group starting where we're going to learn about fitness, nutrition, and personal development. Would you be interested in learning more? Like, it doesn't have to. And you can bet that every single human being that has ever liked my posts and every single human being that has ever watched my stories is getting an invite. Like, I invite and I invite and I invite, because think of how many no's you have to get through to the yeses. And so is the yes that gets me to diamond, is the yes that gets me to financial freedom, is the yes that gets me to stay at home with my dog, because I don't have kids, so I want to stay at home with my dog. Like, right? I think of Jess who wants to like stay at home with Liz. Like, so will those no's be worth it to get those yeses? Because you have to go through that. And so I know you're like, but no one is saying yes. Like, you just got to work through it. I invite everyone. And my rule of thumb, like if I haven't invited them in, like if I didn't invite them in June, like if I invited them in May even, I message them back because they may have opened my message and forgot to respond. I do that. They may have not had the right time. They may have, right? There's all these factors. So even if I invited them in May or before that, I'm going to invite them again, right? You invite them until they either block you or tell you to get the heck out of their lives, which has never happened. No one has ever told me like, get out. I guess I wouldn't know if they block me, but, and so that's kind of a little bit about that. Like, if you want a bunch of people, you got to ask a bunch of people. I'm trying to think. Yep. So that's how that goes. I'm just trying to think through everything. Okay. Hype week. That's the thing I'm missing. Okay. So I think a thing posted. Did the thing post today saying the same?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I was like, hopefully I double checked. Yes. So hype week, I made the header the dress up days, and then I'm going to post at 7:00 each night the thing. it would be good too, maybe if you guys like comment on it, because right, Facebook, the more people comment on things, the more it'll show up in the people's feeds. If you have a few challengers, you could also like text them or message them and be like, hey, don't forget tomorrow is this day. And then they get points if they put it as their sweaty selfie, or they get bonus points if they put it on their social media and tag their coach. And so I can keep track of the sweaty selfie ones. I need your help. Like if someone tags you, like even if you just share it to your story and tag me, or do something just so like I can see it, or if you want to keep track of it, you can too, and let me know. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? So the more people you get to do it and to post on social media, one, that's kind of a lead into coaching, right? Because coaching, we post on social media and that stuff, but it's also now you have these advocates for you that are telling people about your challenge group and are telling others about what we're doing in this space. And so it's, I think, going to be really cool. Way to pump them up. I'm still trying to figure out, I think on Thursday, instead of doing that like business or the like hustle half hour we typically do, I want to try to do like a trivia. I'm not sure exactly how to do it yet, but I want to figure out how to do like a trivia game and stuff like that. And it would be like questions about challengers in our group and Beachbody in general, and just like maybe programs, right? Like find fun facts about the different trainers and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to figure that out. And then Sweaty Saturday is a big one that I'm hoping a lot of people show up to. And yeah. So this week, I mean, the big focus is make sure every day, right? Like every day I'm going to be talking about the free group. I'm going to be putting stuff about the free group on my stories all the time. I'll probably post like a post that has a call to action about a free group. Some of you guys are here because you joined a free group and then started like, and so like talk about that, how like the free group is what started all of this and is the seed that was planted. So what questions do you guys have? Okay, sounds good. If you have questions, you know where to find me. I hope you all have a good week, and okay, that sounds good. I will see you guys